I remember Mum just like shouting at us and that, but like we would never really listen until like she said like, right, I'm ringing Dad, or Dad's coming on, and then we would all shit ourselves and we're like run up the stairs and that because we knew Dad was coming on. You know what I mean?
Right. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast Chatzzz. And we have two very special guests today. I know I'm not used to interviewing two people, so bear with me. So first things first, what I'm going to get you to do is, if you I haven't prepped you for this actually, if you were in an Uber or something like that, and you're introducing yourself for the first time, how would you introduce yourself for the first time to somebody?
That's a good one. Kieran Ritchies. I'm a property investor. And I'm in a business with two of my older brothers.
Yeah.
I'm introducing myself to the driver or a passenger.
The driver.
I'll probably just say I'm Will and I'm a bathroom fitter.
Yeah, that's plain and simple, isn't it?
That Uber driver's proper knows what we want to do.
9 times out of 10, I probably couldn't do it.
Are you like one of the quiet people in the Uber who just like keeps himself to themselves, or do you chat to the driver?
Yeah, if he's had a drink, absolutely not. But
chewing his ear off.
Yeah, worse than that.
Or kissing his ear off or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Right, so we actually met, was it about a month ago?
Month ago, yeah.
A month ago, a networking event in Carlisle, didn't we? A property one. And I don't normally go to networking events, to be fair, because I don't really like networking. I prefer like this to be my networking.
Yeah.
I feel like you can have like we had a good chat actually for like 10, 15 minutes. But I feel like we can have like a deeper conversation, get to know each other on like different kind of level.
Definitely. Yeah. That was only our second one? So we've been wanting to go to a property event for ages, but there's just none round here really, is there? So then you met Chris, didn't you, at the auction, and he said to Will about the property event. So we were like, yeah, Carlisle, and it's free. We're like, we'll go to that.
Why not? Yeah. Chris Bell, yeah. Is it?
Yeah,
he works with James.
Yeah.
I went to school with him back in the day.
Oh, did you?
I played football with him. Yeah, it's crazy.
Spot on, Chris. Like,
yeah, he was crazy back in the day. Well, he'd probably say the same about me, but he seems to be doing really well for himself now, which is nice to see. Yeah.
He is now. He's doing loads of deals with James. But I think last couple of months he's had his like best months yet. He's been smashing it, which is good to see. Isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, what I'm going to do is, I prepped you for this, is 3 facts about yourself. So introduce yourself to me, the audience, the listeners, and that kind of thing. So Kieran, do you want to go first?
I'll go first. Should we do a fact each? Should we like mix it up a bit? Or should I do
go on then.
We'll see how similar they are.
Yeah. So my first one is that I've prepped over the past like 4 years or something like that. Me and Will and like a group of our friends, we've raised like 25 grand for charity, doing like different events and stuff. So it started like pretty light. So there was a big bus of us. It started pretty light exercise stuff, but a load of people doing it. So the first one was 3 Peaks and there was a bus full doing it. And then we did the Bob Graham round, which is like 60 mile over fells in Cumbria, well, Lake District. But we walked it over 3 days. So it was like 22 mile a day, I kind of think 20 odd mile a day. And then there wasn't that many doing that. Was about 5 or 6 of us.
5, 6.
And then the year after that, we did a 100-mile run within 24 hours. And then there was 6 of us doing that, wasn't there? Yeah. Our other brother done that with us as well. And then last year there was me and Ryan Little. We done a double Ironman. So that was 4.8 mile swim, 226 mile bike, and then a 52 mile run. Just all in the lakes and stuff. And then just over years, we've done all of them for charity, Be Unique. It's like a local autism charity. And then a couple of us amongst that as well.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, that's a crazy amount of money. I should be proud of yourself. So
yeah, we are. Like I say, Will's been on all of them really. So it's been good doing them, hasn't it? Except the last one.
Sat that one out.
Yeah.
There was just me and Ryan on that one, but like I say, brilliant.
Yeah, because I remember you mentioned that actually at the property event, isn't it? Because one of your sons is Right, so I'll go into that one then.
Yeah, so I've got an autistic son. He's 7. He's 8 this year. Yeah, it absolutely changed my life. No one ever thinks that it's going to happen, like something's going to happen to them. Like, you know, not that it's something massive that's happened, but it just changes your outlook on life. Like, made us more humble, made us more patient, more understanding, kind of like spurred the charity things in a way. You know, that's what kind of started that. And then obviously these took it to another level. So yeah, my autistic son, that's one of my facts.
Yeah, I bet it's so rewarding though, isn't it?
It is,
yeah.
honestly.
Little things.
It really is. And like,
That's such a good point.
He's non-verbal, and I know he'll talk one day. That's my heart and my head. But the little things that he does that maybe would seem so trivial to someone else, just like, I don't know, cutting his strawberries up in the morning. Like, he's learned how to do that recently, and I'm absolutely buzzing. I was videoing him doing it. So yeah.
But he's the happiest kid. Yeah. He's never upset, and like, he's as tough as all boats in here. Like, didn't he break his arm the other week? And he was just like,
actually broke his arm.
Yeah.
So like, one of the things, I've been in like autism classes and stuff, and one of the things is like, some of them don't like have like they don't feel pain as much as like us say. Yeah. So he broke his arm, and it was really bad break, and his mum took him to the hospital, and the doctor put it back into position. And
just clicked it back in?
He did, well, like straighten it back up kind of thing. He didn't even kind of like flinch.
Tough, man.
I'll be crying.
Yeah, I would be. I would be, yeah.
Oh, no, that's cool, isn't it? Yeah. And then, did you want to do one between you? Or
I'll do one. So, including me, Will, my sister, and my other brother, we've got like 28 cousins that like are in. Well, there's 24 cousins in Ireland, so all of us is 28. So that's on my mum's side. So when we ever like meet up and that, it's absolute carnage, isn't it? There's loads of us.
12 in this country.
Yeah, we've got a few English cousins, but the Irish cousins are just crazy. Well, Irish people. I was at a wedding last week in Spain, and the groom was Irish, and they're just nuts, man. Like, they just booze all the time. It's absolutely wild.
No stopping them, is there?
Nah, we definitely will all take after them. Like,
yeah.
Nah,
because I'm the opposite. I don't have any cousins.
Oh, do you know?
Yeah. I've got a small family. My dad's got one sister who hasn't got any kids, and then my mum is an only child.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were from proper big families?
One brother.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Older?
Younger.
Is he?
Yeah, so he doesn't have any kids or anything. Yeah.
Nah.
So it's very, very small. So complete opposite. So when I've had like, say, my ex-girlfriend in the past, and they've had like a bigger family, I get like a little bit overwhelmed because I'm thinking, there's so many different people here. Like, what's the dynamic? What's the politics and that kind of shit? It's crazy.
Are you and your brother close?
Oh, not as much now, I'd say.
Yeah.
When we were younger, but I think just because we've got well, we go to the football every other week.
Yeah.
This is what Everton the season ticket, but because he's a police officer, he's like busy doing shift work and that kind of stuff, so it's hard to balance. But yeah, we're like close in the sense of, if we ever need anything from each other, we'll always be there, if you know what I mean.
That's
but
good,
we don't spend a lot of time socialising unless it's going to the football. Yeah. So that makes sense,
Yeah, sweet.
What's your other fact?
Second fact, so I've got like 3 businesses. So I've got my property with me and my brothers. This shop, that's mine. I opened that a couple of years ago. My sister works in the tunes for us. She's brilliant. And then I've got...
It's a cool shop.
Yeah. And then I've got my bathroom fitting business. So, yeah, got a lot on my plate.
I was going to say.
I do love it though.
Yeah.
I love work, and for the last... I think I went self-employed like 8 years ago, and I'm absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I love, we said, we talked about it a week or two ago, like we just talk about business
all the time.
Like, you know,
That's what turns you on, isn't it, basically? That's what excites you.
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
proper. Like, we had that meeting with a guy last night about pensions and stuff, and like, we were buzzing after. We were like, that's going to like propel us so much further, do you know what I mean? And that was from the last property event as well. So
that's good. Yeah, made some good contacts. Yeah,
really good. Yeah.
How do you manage 3 businesses then?
I'll be honest with you, the shop, my sister kind of runs it. Like my bathroom fitting business, I used to have like quite a few lads working for us and stuff. Kind of like, it's just me and one other lad now. it didn't really work with having a lot of lads. I had some good lads. But what I realised with that was like, if you want to scale a business, you've got to pick a business that's scalable, and fitting bathrooms isn't scalable. Like think of like the construction sort of companies around here. There's no big bathroom fitting companies. There's big plastering firms. There's big builders, that sort of thing. But there's no company that just does bathroom fitting. It's just you can't get it. If you get someone good enough, they end up going self-employed. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah. Saying how you manage it all, you just saying.
Like I used to have a lot of lads working for us, and that was hard to manage because it's just me and one other lad now. I kind of just have to plan. Like I just know where we're going week to week, so it's really easy to manage that, especially when you've had the contrast to managing lots of lads to just managing your own jobs. It's quite easy.
Yeah.
The system manages this for us, and then the property, like we always
chip in really. You're like on the refurbs massively. He kind of manages all them really. Him and his lad, you know. Well, you manage it, but you know.
But the thing is, like we always talk about, like our property business, like all three of us bring something different to the table. Like what they do, I would struggle with.
We had a good discussion about this yesterday, actually, didn't we? In WhatsApp, it got to be heated, didn't it?
Yeah,
but
we do.
We do. Yeah.
You should get it out though.
We do. Like, I mean, we had a meeting last night after it, and you know, it's good. We're always bouncing ideas off each other, and we do clash. But like, we know there's just one goal in the end, so it doesn't matter really. Do you know what I mean?
It's sort of honesty.
Yeah, you've got to be honest.
Yesterday it was I was too honest. He asked me to do something, and I just said I can't be bothered. That's what the argument started. And then we had a big long discussion about it, and then eventually I was like, all right, fine if I do it.
And then like me and him had like 70 messages to each other, but I like got back on his phone. He was like, I just was going through all them, and I was like, which ones are actually important? Because he was just me and him like basically shouting at each other through WhatsApp.
That's funny.
But yeah, so it doesn't.
Having good people around you then basically, isn't it? Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I'm sort of in business with like my siblings, like my sister in this, and my brothers in that, and then obviously just me selling my bathroom fitting. But like, I never ever understand this cliche. Don't go into business with family. That is bullshit. Who better than family? Who could you trust more than your family?
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
So yeah, for me that just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, that's a good point, definitely.
Yeah.
We're going to go third facts.
Yeah, so going to be very similar to Will's. I've got 2 property businesses. Obviously, me, Will and Bri, you know, that's my main focus, WBK. Like we just said, we're always talking about it. We're always like pushing that. And then this year, I set one up with my fiance. So we remortgaged our house like start of the year. And then I bought 2 properties with it to rent out to like contractors on Sellafield. Ended up pulling out of one anyways, but I've still got the other. And that's kind of like a side mission, isn't it? Like, I don't want it to take time away from WBK, but I do want to grow in the same time. So, yeah, that's my last fact. It's very similar to what Will's just said, really.
Yeah.
And for my one, I'll just reiterate about the charity stuff and the ultra stuff.
Yeah.
Just similar.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. Didn't get involved in the double Ironman. Didn't know.
That's intense though, isn't it? Yeah.
To be fair though, like you just said, you've got 3 businesses. Do you know what I mean? You're a lot busier than me. Like, and I don't have kids either. So
Yeah.
I always said through the training and stuff, it's easier for me. Like when him, Bri, you know, Rye, Parky, all training, they've all got kids and that. It's not easy. Where for me, I can go out anytime I want. You know what I mean? So I always thought it was a bit easier for me to get it in. Like, and Rye Little just manages with loads of kids and that doesn't ain't a mad job, but he smashes it. Like,
Yeah, that's cool. So let's go back to little Kieran and little Will. What were you both like growing up then, would you say?
oh, good, I hope. What would mum and dad say?
Yeah, what would they say? What would they say about you? Like, for any first memories, or like when you're a little toddler dotting
I
about?
just always remember we were just always like
Dawson.
with it, like playing with each other, playing games, playing with our toys, trying to fight and wrestling, watching wrestling, staying, taping the wrestling,
Yeah.
doing moves on each other.
Oh yeah, I'd do that as well. My brother,
Yeah,
I got told off so many times.
Just like, honestly, I loved our childhood.
Yeah.
I did.
It was awesome.
Yeah. We dossed out all the time. Like, we weren't into like computers and that much. I think the first time
As
we got
older.
Yeah.
A little bit, but not when we were.
It wasn't really a thing though,
Nah.
was it? It was only maybe, end of primary school, start of secondary school,
Yeah.
started becoming big, I think.
Yeah.
the first time we got like an Xbox out was, oh no, did we get a PS2 for Christmas? And then I remember Dad playing like Medal of Honor downstairs, like when we went to bed, like tossing on it.
Medal of Honor.
Yeah, that was like before the Call of Duty days. And we were just always out and stuff, weren't we, Dawson? And like sporty, I would say. We're always into rugby and stuff.
Yeah. League or?
League, a bit of union, like as we got a bit older. Mum would have probably said we were nightmares most of the time, and then
Why'd you said that?
just carrying on with each other.
Just 3 boys who were
Aye.
4 years between them. So if I was 10, he'd be 6, and Brad was 8.
Yeah.
So like we were just like, I can imagine it was a handful.
Yeah, and it's sad as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah was a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And with her being a girl, like, I just think the 3 boys, like,
Causing the more havoc.
battle up with it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it a lot harder. I would say anyway.
I remember Mum just like shouting at us and that, but like we would never really listen until like she said like, right, I'm ringing Dad, or Dad's coming on, and then we would all shit ourselves and we're like run up the stairs and that because we knew Dad was coming on, you know what I mean? But yeah. I loved our childhood. I wouldn't change like how we were brought up. We didn't have like much, like, do you know what I mean? But we loved it.
At
like,
each other.
Aye, proper. Yeah. We were always doing stuff in the gaff and that, like just any games we could play together, or like Dawson golf on the fronts and that in Salterbeck and that. Just all sorts, really.
Nah, that's cool. Did you enjoy like the academic side of school or just like the sporty side? What would you say?
I never minded school, to be honest. Like, yeah. I mean, I was never that good in school, like as in like grades wise and that, but I always remember like folk used to say it's your best time, like to try and enjoy it. So I always try to enjoy it, but I definitely don't think it's your best time in your life, no way. But I actually didn't mind it, like with all your mates and that every day, really.
That's the best part, isn't it? You have mates every day.
Yeah. And then Dawson out, and that was good cracks, you know what I mean? But it's definitely better when you get older.
Yeah.
You can like actually drive somewhere and then just go into a pub.
Yeah,
you know
and you can actually do stuff and not ask your mum and dad for money and
Not have
stuff,
to
like, can I
ask,
borrow 20 quid?
Yeah.
I was quite clever. I was always in like top sets.
So that meant the world at the time, didn't it? You're like, oh, I'm tops.
Like I had no interest in it. Like I never ever done any homework. I hardly revised for exams and stuff like that. But I mean, school for me, I was happy to leave. You know, I was happy to just move on with my life and start getting a job and getting my own money and that sort of thing. But
There were certain subjects I definitely liked. I liked like history and stuff. Always been interested in that sort of stuff. Still am now. I think we all are kind of interested in that. DT was good, and then obviously like PE and that. But I took drama as well, which was a shocker. But I actually enjoyed it. Like I did enjoy it, but when I came out of school, I think, why did I take drama? Like,
what relevance?
Yeah, I'm not going to be an actor, am I? So.
You never know.
Well, yeah.
Now, school is a funny one, isn't it? Because at the time you think it's the end of the world, but it doesn't really mean anything, does it?
No, you start at 9 and you finish at like 3:30 or something. I love them shifts now.
Oh, well, easy, isn't it? Yeah. You just can't switch off now. It's all 24/7.
No. But what's that saying we found the other day?
why work a 9 to 5 when you can be self-employed and work 24/7?
Yeah, literally 365 as well. Yeah.
It's constant, man.
It is crazy when you think about it, isn't it? Because people can go, I was speaking to somebody, I think, yesterday, and then, they can go home at 5 o'clock and just chill and not think about anything, and then they go back in at 9 o'clock the next day. But other people, you can't switch off. You finish at 5 and then you're on your phone, you're doing whatever, replying, and
100%. Through night, how many times will you wake up and you just like, I've got an idea. You know what I mean? And you have to write it down, because if you go back to sleep, you'll forget it.
Oh, you will forget it 100%. Yeah. And then what did you want to be when you were growing up then? Was it like a rugby player or?
When I was really young, I wanted to be like a rugby player. And then as I got a bit older, I actually wanted to work where Will works, which was Amcor.
Oh, okay.
Because he started there and he was making like really good money. And we lived in Salterbeck and it was about 2-minute walk up the road. So I was like, right, I want to work there. I did my work experience there like in year 10. and then ended up getting a job there, probably thanks to Will as well. And then
Put a word in.
80 days. yeah, definitely. And then 80 when I was there. I just that basically, and then just stuck in a rut though, like, and never left, did we? Until I got made redundant, but you'd already left by that point, like, but yeah.
It's funny for me because I actually wanted to be a civil engineer.
Oh yeah, I remember you.
As a kid,
Yeah.
my dad used to always watch shows about Brunel and Stevenson inventing the steam train and building these bridges, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the design and the architecture and that sort of thing. And I'd done my work experience as a civil engineers in Cockermouth. And then when it come time to leave school, you've got to make that decision. Either you go to a job, an apprenticeship where you can make some money and you can earn your 40 grand a year soon, or you go to uni for 6 years, like sixth form and uni for years, and then you get a good job. And for me, I just couldn't put off the money and that, so I just went straight for the apprenticeship. So I never ended up doing it. But that's what I wanted to do when I was a kid.
Okay.
Which is very unusual for a kid.
I was going to say, it's interesting.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
It makes sense though why you wanted to do it.
Yeah. Because like when you watch it and then your dad's into it and makes you into it, and I was into it, I found it fascinating.
Yeah. Because when I was at school, with my dad was an accountant, he's retired now, and I thought at one point I was like, oh, I'm going to be an accountant. Yeah. And I was like, fuck that'd be so boring.
Yeah.
But I went to uni and everything, but I don't use my degree or anything. I just think hospitality management.
Did you?
So random, yeah. Because I liked events at the time, like festivals and that kind of thing. So I was like, I want to do events management because I want to put on like cream fields or something. Yeah. And then my dad was saying, oh, events isn't really like a good course, whatever. Do that with hospitality, joint. Yeah. And then I hated events when I went to uni because it was like all the health and safety, the risk assessment. So I was like, this is not fun. I want to put on fucking green fields, not this shit.
I wanted to bring the dude.
Literally, and just make all the money.
Yeah.
And then fancy it, lad.
Yeah. And then I dropped the events and then ended up just doing straight hospitality. And then as soon as I finished, just went into events full time. So yeah, it's one of them things where it's good for the experience and learn how to network, but unless you're doing like law or something, I don't think
being a doctor.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point unless you just go for the experience, like because even though at the time I didn't know it, but you do make good connections and like you're associated with those kind of people and that location as well. But
that's one thing I always think back to about school is like you feel like at school, like it's really, really important when you're there to do what I was revising that. But I still knew my exams were important and stuff. But what I've learned later in life is that I've used absolutely none of that. Nothing at all. Like I done a Thailand course. I just paid for it myself for 2 weeks, and that's how I set off on my entrepreneurial journey. Yeah. So it was absolutely nothing. Like no one's ever asked me to see my maths GCSE or like.
I'm shocked at that.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy this property? Watch your maths GCSE.
No, so it's all like kind of worthless unless you are, like you say, going to uni to be a lawyer, be a doctor, that sort of thing. You don't really need it that much.
I would like to know the percentage of people, if you, whatever you do a degree in, if you actually get a job in that. Do you know what I mean? Because
that's super low.
I know, because you
especially
talk
these days.
Yeah, you talk to so many people, like exactly what you've just said. I did a law degree, or what are you doing? Oh, I'm a builder. You know what I mean? Just like no one actually does what they studied at university.
Like my girlfriend did law at uni, Newcastle Uni, and she's a Pilates teacher.
Yeah.
So it's like, what relevancy is that? But yeah, it's crazy. But I think back in the day, say when my dad went to uni, there's only a small percentage of people that went, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he went to do economics, did accountancy, whatever. Same if you're doing law for a lawyer. It's probably the same percentage, isn't it? And everyone else just goes for a DOS, like me.
It's like suffering like double inflation, isn't it? So it's like the price of it's gone up, but every year they create more degrees. So the value of the degree becomes
100%,
time. So
it's the debt as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I was doing my tax return, whatever, this year, and I was thinking, I have to pay that back in student finance. And I was thinking, fuck's sake, I'm not even using it because it's way off.
You can have it back.
Literally, I'll fucking give it back. So yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Swings and roundabouts. But then how did you get into, well, I know you said about you getting into your entrepreneurial, but how did you get into your entrepreneurial journey?
Through Will. Basically, our mum and dad aren't really entrepreneurial at all, are they? It was kind of, you were just at me and Bri for, I can't remember how long, because it started about 6 years ago, didn't it? 6 or 7 years
Pretty
ago.
long, probably slightly longer than that.
Yeah. And
That's when we bought our first house.
it was six years ago.
The journey started before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when did you start then?
So I set my tiling business up 8 years ago,
Oh, okay.
and then I worked.
What made you want to do that then?
So I hated my job, work on nights and stuff. Absolutely hated it. So I was like, right, I need to find another way to make money. Originally, I was trying to be a tattoo artist.
Okay.
So I went to a few.
So you got tattoos on?
Yeah, I'm into my tattoos. I haven't had one for a long time. But I'm into it. I went to a few tattoo artists, locals, asked them for an apprenticeship and stuff like that. They all just said no. Because our shifts were 3 on 4 off, so I was planning on doing the apprenticeship on my days off. So that sort of didn't materialise. And then I started thinking, like, well, what can I do? So I just started searching courses and stuff, and then the tiling course come up. And funnily enough, I'd been looking for a tiler for my bathroom and I couldn't find one. So I was like, there's a little bit of a gap in the market sort of thing. And then I went on it, and I went on the course, and the guy taking it was like, it kind of changed my life in a way, because I was just going on that course to have it as like a little side hustle to my job, maybe eventually leave. But when I went on that, he sort of like spoke about, you want to be a millionaire, you want to think of yourself as a businessman, not a tiler, that sort of thing. And sort of opened my eyes to a lot of things like that. And then when I came back, then I started focusing that, right, I'm gonna make myself rich, I'm gonna be successful, that sort of thing. And then after, I don't know, maybe a year of doing that sort of thing, I was at these two to start property. I've always been interested in property.
I was going to say, why did you pick property?
Because I just always loved property. I love like hearing about people flipping houses, people, he owns 100 houses, or he owns that street. I just love that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And I was at these two, let's get into property, and eventually like kind of convinced them, and then we went for it. And
you did, No, yeah.
And then, so can you remember what the first deal was like?
Yeah, aye.
What was
it
that?
was Moss Bay.
It was 196 Moss Bay
Yeah.
Road, and we actually, funny that you should mention, because we actually looked back to the messages the other day, WhatsApp, and it was arrowing, we own Moss Bay.
Yeah.
And we went round, our mum come round.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be exciting.
We own it.
And it was a turnkey, wasn't it? So it was just literally a tenant right in, and we've still got him now.
Oh, fucking hell,
Still
that's good, isn't it?
Attendance.
Did you have to do any work to it or anything?
No,
That's what you
like I
want,
say,
isn't it?
we just turned it right over, and then
It was actually one of our best deals as well, because we bought it for 45,000, done absolutely nothing to it, waited like 2 years, and got it revalued at 80,000.
That's the idea, isn't it? Yeah.
15 grand out, and that helped us with.
move on those deals.
Yeah.
It was
That's a fucking great first one, isn't it? Yeah.
The second one was Brayton Street, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And what did we get that for? 47?
so.
47 and a half, something like that. And that was a bit of work in that, wasn't it? But did we rate?
Minor works, it cost about 5 grand. There's maybe
Yeah.
like new floors, a little bit of carpet,
Bits and bobs,
and stuff like that. Not major.
And then Yowardville, wasn't it? And that was a turnkey. We didn't have to do any works to that. But then we were stuck, weren't we? Because we just kind of ran out of money after that, obviously, with your deposits and stuff.
We didn't have a strategy in place.
No.
We know what we're doing. We're just totally winging it. We've got 45 grand. Just buy them and just see what happens.
Yeah. But at least you took action, though. That's more than most people would do.
That's such a good point, yeah.
And it was, and the thing is, how we bought the next property was because we had them 3. We had equity in them. We were able to get a bridging loan against them 3 to buy the 4th one. So, like, it was our uncle who told us that.
Sure to say, yeah.
We didn't know that.
No.
Yeah.
And then that's how we moved on to the next one.
Yeah. Because I feel like, oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, God. And then once we found out about bridging finance and BRR, like, I remember it took me ages to get my head around it and understand it, but then we just kind of just kept doing that, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a clever way to do it, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of them things. When you know, you know. But if you don't, then you just think, oh fuck.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah.
So what was I going to say there before we stopped? So with the property, then. So like you say, a lot of people would have like an idea, wouldn't it? Say, oh, I want to get property. We want to get into property. But like you say, you took action.
Yeah.
So why do you think you took action then? What do you think was the moment where, like, why did you think, all right, we're gonna buy one now?
To be fair, when we got the money, we waited a year. We didn't actually do anything for a year. Okay. We were like looking, and to be honest, back then, like, we weren't really looking. We didn't know what we were doing.
We were just dipping our toe in.
Yeah.
Not like we're fully invested.
Yeah.
We're submerged now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But like we were just kind of, well, like I said before, we didn't have a strategy. We were just sort of wandering aimlessly, sort of thing, weren't we?
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, let's buy that. Sort of thing.
Yeah, I can't actually remember what was the factor that made us think, right, let's buy more spare, to be honest. I think we maybe just I remember viewing it, actually.
Yeah.
I do remember viewing it. And we probably thought, because there was no work,
Gonna say, let's
just get someone right in. Yeah, but I can't remember the actual deciding factor.
I can't remember a specific moment.
Nah. Yeah. I just remember having that money for like a year.
The moment for us, like, was getting the loans. That was the moment where I think it was like, right,
we've decided to do something now. Yeah.
Although we didn't buy anything straight away.
Nah.
That was where we were sort of like,
because we were paying them at that point, you know, right? So we had to do something.
Yeah. And then how did it kind of evolve from there after the first three? Because like I say, you got some tenants in there. You did a bit of work to one.
We got the fourth one. We got a bridge and loan for that.
Yeah.
We got like 30 grand out of that one. You know. Then COVID came.
Yeah.
And
One time.
We got a bounce back loan.
Okay.
In our business.
50 grand bounce back.
And we bought a house with it. So we bought a house for 46 grand. Used the 30 grand we had off the last one to renovate it. It was like 2 years to renovate because we kind of run out of money and stuff. We didn't have even the full 30 grand. It was on for bits and pieces. So it took us like 2 years to renovate. But when we did get it refinanced, revalued after 2 years, it was worth 130. Because we bought it in cash. We had no mortgage on it. We got like nearly 100 grand in our bank.
That's good piece of business, isn't it? Yeah.
That was like, we'd never seen that type of money before. I'm sure it was like 98 grand or something. Did one of us transfer like 2 grand in? So
it was
100 grand. Just
Six digits.
Yeah, we were like, right, there's 100 grand in the business account. But that was like a massive step for us, wasn't it? Like, once we seen that, and we were like, right, let's put it into a big project.
To be fair though, like, we wasted that money.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
The next deal we done.
We lost like 100 grand money.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a good lesson though, wasn't it?
We learned like a massive lesson. Like, I would change it because I would like 100 grand. Like, I kind of wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
We made a massive fuck up with our own money. Like, no one was out of pocket, just us. And we kind of wasn't our money in a way because we just got it off a house. It wasn't like we'd saved it up. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
We bought a house at Cockermouth, didn't we? For 160k?
160.
Roughly.
We spent like 80 grand renovating it. And we expected it to be worth 350. But it was only worth 250.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So, like, we were stuck with our money in it. We defaulted on our bridging loan for 3 months.
That cost us 5 grand a month.
Yeah.
We were defaulting.
When we were running out of money, we had to sign up to a terrible mortgage. A 10 grand fee and a 10 grand thing if you sell it. So then when we eventually did sell it, we were like, we hardly got our back off it.
Yeah.
Because of all the stupid fees.
We had a little bit off it, didn't we? And then that just obviously went to other projects, but it was like massive learning from us. It was in Cockermouth. We did it as a holiday let, and we just thought, it was the best spec we'd done by a mile. We'd spent a fortune on it. Yeah. And we just thought, it's in Cockermouth, like centre. It's going to be worth like over 300 grand. And we didn't even look at any comparables or anything, did we? We just had in our head this bigger.
We didn't know. We had no...
Still winging it at that point.
Yeah, still winging it. We just kind of done it and then got thought, oh, fuck. You know, like...
Yeah.
And then by that time it was too late. It was gone.
I remember defaulting on them bridges like $5,000 a month, and we had to put our own money in, didn't we? Just to keep it afloat.
I think I've told you this before. It's the only time I've ever felt like deflated with even though I've took hits in business before, I've lost money before. I was on a job and I was on the phone and got told we just had to pay another $5,000. I just sat on the stairs like, I was like, good. I was like, we've squandered that money.
Yeah.
We're having to put our
We
own
fucked
money
up. Big time.
to pay these people. And it was absolute sickening, but
At least you're in it together, though.
The camaraderie, we were still smiling about it.
I was saying to you, it'll be a good story when we do make it.
Yeah, exactly. You'll think, losing that $100 was the best thing we ever did because it had a reset. Yeah,
definitely, because like now our due diligence. Yeah, we do. Our due diligence is, on point. We check all the comparables. We look in the area and stuff, and we would have never have done that without fucking up. You know what I mean? So it was a good lesson, really.
$100 well spent. Yeah. You probably could have done like a property course for like 5-10 grand or something.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. If I was in that situation, I'd get carried away as well because you'd be thinking, $100 fucking.
We probably thought we couldn't lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because we got every time we'd done something, the first 5 hours we bought,
we'd won.
That one I said to you, the first one where we didn't do any work, we got a $35,000 uplift.
Yeah, that's fucking dream.
Like, this is easy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why isn't everyone doing this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Grey Street value was brilliant, isn't it?
Grey Street, we got a massive uplift on that.
And then Raw Terrace was our best deal, where we got the 100k, or just shy of, and then obviously squandered it.
So what's the strategy now then? You say you do diligence more, but so say if you're looking for property, I know you're always looking for properties, but what do you do now differently than you did back then?
So this is kind of what I do. So I'll be looking all the time, every day, like.
Not at work though, no?
No, never at work, no. Yeah. So I'll find the property and I'll send it to these guys and I'll think that's like pretty good and I'll book a viewing. But in the meantime, I'm on like Rightmove and Property Engine, and I'll look at the comparables in the area, look at like the square meterage of the house or the square footage, and then look at other houses in that area that are similar, 3 bedrooms, see what they valued at, see what spec they were. And then I take like an average of all them comparables and I put it into like a spreadsheet. And then I've got like purchase price, stamp duty, legal fees, how much we're going to owe investors on the end of it, because we use investors as well. And then that'll give me like a figure at the end of it, like an ROI. So then I know if we either buy that property for 100k and we spend X amount on it, we're either going to be down 10 grand or we're going to be up 10 grand at the end of it. Do you know what I mean? It takes a lot of time, but most weekends I'm doing it as well, to be fair. And then if the deal's like looking pretty good, we'll sometimes offer right away, or we'll do a viewing as well. We tend to view them all, but the last couple we did offer without viewings, didn't we?
I've bought a couple without looking at them.
Yeah, which I probably wouldn't advise, but
to be fair though, like we've done that many renovations now, we kind of know off the pictures like
what it's going to be.
And there's nothing really can stump us. Like if there's a bit of damp, like we know we can solve it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, so that's basically what we do. And then again, I send it to these and I'll do like 3 different scenarios, like different purchase prices, different refurbs. Get Will's buy-in for the refurb. He'll view it as well. He'll say, I think we're going to spend about 25-30 grand on it. Put that into the calculations, right? Let's offer this. And then, as we were just saying before, we need to get more offers in, to be honest with you, because a lot of the time we're getting knocked back, like, because we don't like giving asking price. You know what I mean? Because there's that old saying in property, isn't it? You make money when you buy it, not when you sell it. You need to buy it at the right price.
Yeah.
Well, we know what we can go up to based off your spreadsheet. So, like, we'll put it in and go, that's the highest we can go. And then if they don't accept that,
we're out,
Yeah, don't get emotional over it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going into the house, property, isn't it? Yeah.
We went to the first, it wasn't our first auction. The first auction we actually bought some of that. We had like 5 that we wanted to go for because Will took the day off work. So we're like, right, we're going to have to go for a few here because you've been a couple before and we've went for one property. and it's gone well above our selling price. So it's just a bit of a waste. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we stress tested like 5 properties, and then obviously give Will all the sale and prices. And then we ended up getting the one we liked the most, didn't we? And did we get it a little bit more than what we wanted?
It was a little bit less than what we said.
Less,
up to 55, and we got it for
51, yeah.
That's all right, isn't it? Yeah, it makes a difference.
And that was the best one out of that we wanted. So we got like lucky there, to be fair. Yeah.
Because I've been to one auction before. Remember Tony, who was there?
Oh, yeah.
Working, yeah. Went with him, and he got one like 60 grand under his asking price, something crazy.
Really?
Yeah. He was going to buy it like a few months before for like 220, and then he got it for like 160 at the auction or something. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. It just depends, doesn't it? Because I was at an auction, the first few houses were like double, triple the price, and you think, fucking.
Well, I said to you,
You said this.
the first time I went, I was pissed off because I didn't get the house we wanted, so I just left. Second time, after we got the one we wanted, we missed out on the other first, so I'm just going to hang about and see what happens here. Because like loads of people start leaving, the properties towards the end, there's not many people in there bidding on them, so there was some going unsold for 20 grand and that.
Yeah.
The thing is, as we've just said about learning our lessons, I was thinking, should I just bid on it? But then we hadn't done our numbers. So then you're making the same mistake. So then obviously I didn't bid on it, but next time we go, we're going to do everything.
Yeah, we're just going to do them all.
And if there's some stupid deals going at the end for 20 grand,
Yeah.
For it.
And if they don't get bid as well, you could just offer a silly low bid and see if they take it or not.
Yeah.
Because that's what I notice is a lot of people will either spend the money or they don't get the first few that they want, which are normally the cheapest ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then later on, there's literally no competition. That's all, is there? But there's some expensive houses that are going for auction as well.
Oh,
Yeah, which is crazy.
We love buying them at auction. I mean, we've only bought one, but you have to complete within 28 days. We love that. We're
Fast, isn't it?
We're all about speed at the minute.
to be fair, bridging finance is still quite quick.
It is quicker, yeah.
It's the mortgage that takes the pace. But you can't beat auction 28 days.
No, yeah.
Like bridging finance is not that fast.
No.
Yeah. 'Cause how long would it take to get a mortgage then, would you say?
I'll say it's 3 months.
Really, yeah.
Just fucking long in the UK, isn't it?
But it's so long as well. Like, why? Yeah, what's it taking so long?
I don't know.
And as well, we've got a good solicitor.
Really good, yeah.
Good, so like,
Yeah.
that's with a good solicitor. You know,
Yeah.
If you've got a shit solicitor, it could be even longer.
Yeah, I don't know what they do, solicitors these days. It's fucking crazy.
I love ours, to be fair. She's really good, but others are just no good at all. Lot of this year, we completed in a property in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks. It was off market, and the guy approached us. So she just absolutely knocked it right out, you know what I mean? That was brilliant.
Sometimes when we're buying, getting certain mortgages and that, and Lord isn't on the panel, we have to go with other solicitors, and it makes you realise like these are fucking shite.
Yeah.
These are useless, you know what I mean?
So slow. So what's the plan moving forward then, apart from putting in more offers? What would you say? What's next for the family business?
Just, we've got a goal this year, haven't we, for 20 properties.
We set our goal at the start of the year.
Yeah.
We had 12 at the start of the year, we said we want to buy 8. But we were speaking more of this last night, like, I want to change that. Because we're easy going to get 8, so I want it to be more like 12, 16 this year. And then the goal at the start of this year was to be 30 by the end of next year, but I want that to be like 50 now.
Yeah.
I want to move the goalpost because we're approaching our goals now. And I don't want to rest on our laurels. I want to push past that.
Yeah.
No.
It's a good mindset to have, isn't it? Because you can always just people get complacent, won't they? I've heard some business owners on podcasts say like, oh yeah, I'll hit my goal and then I'll chill for the rest of the year. But you think, what are you chilling for?
We won't be doing that. Like, we never chill.
As well, I learned this on a property course. Set unrealistic goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like doing. And then if you get a bit below, then you still sound out.
If we say we can buy 8 and then we buy 8, that's great. But if we say let's buy 16 and we buy 10, it's better than 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We probably thought at the start of the year 8 was like a high goal, but we've kind of just smashed it this year, haven't we? We've been like really busy with them, like,
But it's always good, isn't it, I suppose, like you say, to reevaluate your goals, because some people would just be like, oh, whatever.
100%.
like we had a couple other goals, didn't we? We had a goal to do a flip, but we changed that because we were just struggling to find the property, and because we bought that many buy-to-lets, we kind of just scrapped that, haven't we? Because we couldn't get the right property. It was going to take up too much of our equity to do it and for the refurb and to buy it and stuff. And then we were like, right, let's just proper focus on the buy-to-lets, you know what I mean?
And we didn't really need to do it.
No.
We kind of wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Bit of fun.
Yeah. Bit of fun, yeah. To get the cash up, wasn't it, really? Yeah, get the pot up,
Because of some of the deals we've done this year, we've profited like massively keeping them.
Yeah.
Like we've had a massive uplift. So it's kind of like a flip where you're getting a bit of a lump sum, but you're still keeping the property. Not as much of a lump sum as if you'd have sold it, but still a decent whack.
Yeah.
So it's still working. We don't need that other lump sum what we're flipping out.
Yeah, because when we were at the networking, the guy who was in the talk, I can't remember his name, but he was just saying cash flow.
Tony,
yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah, it was proper good, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were saying, isn't it? Saying obviously you can do a flip, can't you? But it's just like, yeah, where's the cash flow? And you can always be looking for new deals to flip and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a lot of money, isn't it, to buy, renovate, and then sell. If it doesn't sell for the price you want, then you're fucked, aren't you?
That's probably one of our goals as well. We want like more cash flow on properties. So like bigger HMOs, you know, maybe like 6-7 bedrooms, something like that.
Yeah.
And then rather than like a buy-to-let, which is kind of like averaging £300 profit a month, something like that.
Yeah, I
you know?
would say if you're getting a buy-to-let, like your minimum should be 300.
Yeah.
A month off it. If it's not making more than that, like it's probably
Not worth it. Whereas the HMOs, you know, they're like in the thousands per month, you know, in profit. So it's like, that's how we want to do one of them this year. Yeah.
We do think like, we've spoken about this, haven't we? Like, we think like your normal residential buy-to-let should be the backbone of your portfolio because they're so reliable. You know.
They're ticking over, yeah.
Yeah.
So you should have a lot of them, but like now we're trying to venture out because we have got quite a lot of buy-to-lets. We want to venture out into the bigger cash flow things. Yeah.
Good to have a balance. Would you do more in Carlisle then because of the uni and stuff coming up? Or?
We would.
But
I think it's a bit far at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Because we do a lot ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like we've got two
Now we're there, now we're back.
We've got 2 in C-scale and they were a nightmare. So
Yeah.
5 minutes drive there, 45 minutes
Back,
back. So if you've got to go and like fix a tap, it's like 2-3 hours.
Well, it's not worth it,
5-minute
yeah.
job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We would eventually though. We've spoke about Newcastle as well, like Newcastle Uni and stuff. But like I say, I think that's a little bit further down the road for us.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. Yeah, because student accommodation is an absolute fortune, isn't
Yeah,
it? You
yeah.
just think, how does, well, I suppose parents pay for most of it, don't they, and stuff, and
Yeah.
low
As
house.
well, like the way we're going, like the deals we're doing, we are smashing them. So it's kind of like, let's just rinse in the peepies.
Yeah, you don't want to get complacent, do you? You just want to keep on doing the same.
You don't have to change too much when it's working.
No.
You know, although we do want to do the bigger stuff, we just kind of smash them up.
Yeah.
Same strategy, aren't we?
Well, you've just done a job recently for someone who had like a business, didn't they? And they were very successful. And what did they say to you?
Yeah, I said that to him, and he said that's all business is. Just rinse and repeat. Get good at something.
Just copy it.
Yeah.
He's doing
He's
it.
a millionaire.
Yeah. Good advice, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Just keep it simple, isn't it? What you know. Because it can be easy to just like think, oh, that looks quite good. That looks quite easy. Looks like you can make a lot of money. And then you take your eye off what you're doing and then that'll go down. And then, yeah, a bit fucked up.
It's like YouTube and stuff, like Instagram. I'm watching YouTube like every night now. Like Samuel Leeds and like all these like property investors who are obviously millionaires and they're like rent, SA service accommodation stuff. And I'm like, we need to get into all these
Everything.
stuff. Yeah, but like you do need to, like we'll say, like hone in on something, smash that, and then you've got like a good solid base so you can like start explore things a bit more.
What we need really is for us to work full time in the business.
Yeah.
That's what we need really, because at the minute we're trying to do this property. Well, we are, but we both have full time jobs.
And Brad as well.
And Brad, and Brad as well. And it's like you can't like do multiple full time jobs and see your friends and spend time with your missus and your kids and you know that sort of thing. It's like
Just burn out, don't you?
Yeah. We make it work at the minute, don't
my
we?
point is to do more of the bigger stuff and the stuff further away now. You probably do need to be working
Full time, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, because if you've got an extra 40 hours a week, you'll be
Yeah.
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 So much time.
We want to move into it, don't we?
Eventually, yeah, that's the plan. Yeah,
How far away do you think that is?
a lot closer for Will than me, I would say. I'm probably going to wait a bit.
To be fair, it'll be me who moves first because I can do the renovations. So moving me off my bathroom thing and just being a full-time employee
Just makes sense.
WBK, we wouldn't have to pay any tradesmen to do anything.
I'd save so much, yeah.
We would still have to do certain things, gas or electrics and stuff that I can't do. But like, I don't know, things like fitting a floor. Right now, we need to give floor fittings because I don't have time to do it. Whereas I could just fit that floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it makes sense to move me to first, focus full time on the renovations, then move them over.
Yeah. So it's no rush, isn't it? It's just taking it slow and steady, and then
I think that'll propel us as well once one of us is in it full time as well. Like you've just said, you get an extra 40 hours a week, you know what I mean? You just focus on like high value tasks as well, do you know what I mean? Like sourcing deals and that as well, and doing the refurbs. That'll save us so much money. Then it opens your buy-in field more, do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't cost you as much to do the refurb, so you think, well, I can get that because it's only going to cost us 15 grand instead of 30 grand to do it up, do you know what I mean?
And you can like utilise the investor money you've got. Say you've got 100 grand, for example, of investor money available. We need to put like 40 grand per property at the minute. Whereas if we only need to allocate 20 or 30, you can multiply the properties you can do.
Just kind of compounds, doesn't it? It's just like...
that'd be exciting though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That'll be brilliant, that once the day comes. Yeah.
And then with the investors, and how do you find the investors?
So, well, I'll let you start this because you...
Yeah, so I went on a property course, and Stephen Green's property course, and it was really good.
Oh, no, Tony, who was at the property event, who I was with, he went on that. He's on that course at the moment, I think.
Is he? Yeah.
But it's really good. The biggest thing we took away from it, I took away from it, was when he makes you put on Facebook to ask for investors. And I didn't want to do it because I thought that's cringy.
Yeah.
But it makes you do it. And when I done it, I got like 5 messages.
Oh, that's class,
I was like, people don't even know.
People have just got money hidden away, haven't they? You just think...
Now, only like one of them invested, but that was opened our eyes. Like,
one more than you had before you posted, doesn't it?
But what I'm saying is it opened our eyes to the investors are out there. So then we started advertising for investors, and now we've got, we said we added up, we'll have about 300 grand of investment.
380 grand or something.
That's so good, isn't it? Yeah.
It's
got like people just doing it
constantly, yeah. So it's friends and family, honestly. Like you just speak to them, and like I used to be nervous about asking folk and that. Like Will said, like it may be a bit cringy and stuff, but now like I know it works, do you know what I mean? And like I'm happy to give you your money back, do you know what I mean? I know most of them, you know what I mean?
You said a good point recently. You said you've got to think of it, we're doing them a favour as well.
Yeah.
Because they're making money off us. Miles more money than their money we doing sat in the bank.
Oh, miles more,
That was really good, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
They're helping us, but we're helping them as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it works both ways, doesn't it? Yeah.
So now I just ask anyone, honestly. Like I'm surprised I haven't asked you. Like I'm always asking.
Rinse now, I'll have nothing left in my bank account with it.
I'll pass someone on the street and I'll ask them.
It started with friends and family.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's expanding now. So like we've got like work colleagues. All of us got work colleagues who've done it.
Yeah.
And then from our YouTube and stuff, we've got people getting in touch with us that way as well.
I was going to ask you about the content, because your content's really good.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
so I think,
that's kind of my...
I bet that's helped you massively, hasn't it, for that kind of thing?
A lot.
Trustworthy, like seeing the whites of your eyes, you posting consistently.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many people said to me out and about, I'll send you a video.
Yeah.
We done the video like we was talking on writing on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
And I was pulling onto my drive like 2 days ago. One of my neighbours shouted over, "Well," I was like, pal, he said, "Seen your video." He said, "It was brilliant. You're really good." He said, "You should have been a TV presenter."
That's a nice conference.
I was just laughing, but it was nice. I was like, I can't believe like you're seeing it, like the middle-aged guy over the road, you know.
That's what I mean. I think social media these days, less people are engaging actually on the video, so liking and commenting. There's a lot of people who like lurk and linger in the background, who will watch it and not like or comment, but then like say when you put out a message for investment or you just see it on your driveway, Like, oh, I've seen your content. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I like that.
100%.
That's how I got an investor. They said, I've seen your videos and stuff. I really like them. And right away, I was like, do you want to invest? He was like, actually, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just off us talking shite on Instagram and YouTube. You know what I mean?
But you like attract what you radiate, isn't it? So you'll attract those kind of people who'll be like, oh yeah, they seem like sound guys. So yeah, I want to know a bit more and I'll trust them with your money.
You said it earlier, like there's so many people out there with money just sitting there and it's doing it's actually devaluing in the bank, you know, with inflation and stuff. So we tell people either give it to us and we'll spend it, or like you should be doing something with your money. Do you know what I mean? It's no good in the bank. Like,
Nah, it's stupid.
yeah.
So then what is your social media strategy then? I'm interested to know because I think your content's really cool.
We don't have personal social medias.
Oh, okay. So it's all through
For like,
I think that's better.
Yeah,
That's way better.
we haven't had, you've been way longer than me, but I haven't had Instagram, Facebook, anything like that for at least 4 years, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have the business.
Business, yeah.
So you can just put all the attention into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think with things like Instagram and that, it's so much bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Apart from the videos.
Except all videos.
Except, yeah,
the videos we post for our clients as well, yeah. But apart from them,
I mean, you know, people just do post a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can spend hours scrolling. It's wasted time most of the time.
yeah.
I just used to think like I'm not bothered what you're having for tea because that's what everyone puts on the scan, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, don't know, like you said, we haven't had it for years personally, and it was you again who was pushing to get a social media, and then I was like, yeah, let's do it, and then I kind of ended up running it and stuff. But the goal's just we want to teach people, like we want to give good information, good content out there, and then it has helped us get investment, which is brilliant. We're not really bothered about being monetized or anything like that, are we? Like, I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but like, that's not like...
You're making money from getting investors, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's what I mean, yeah.
In my head, that's
Byproduct.
not like my main focus with it. I just like putting the content out there, trying to teach people, and getting deals and investment and stuff from it.
We have got other long-term goals through it as well. I'll keep that.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Top secret.
Yeah. Stay tuned to find out. Like and subscribe.
I think, like you say, that's a good way to look at it because all we do with most people is just answer frequently asked questions. So what people would have like, oh, if I invest, what do you do with my money? And you could answer that. Tips and tricks of like how to invest, how easy it is to invest, that kind of thing. And you could do more like podcasty ones, like you're saying, sitting down with people and building your network, because that's a great way to just expand it. Because when you said about James, if he shares it to his pages, you're reaching that network who I'd imagine have got quite a bit of cash to go to, and then just pickpocketing people out of nowhere. Because that's one thing I've said about my podcast as well. It's great for networking.
Definitely, like this now, we would have never have been on this, you know what I mean? Without like meeting you at the event and then doing
It's
this.
such a great way to build relationships with people and trust as well. Because
Definitely.
like short videos are great. We do all short videos, but long format, you can get a sense and a feel of someone, can't you? And you think, oh yeah, they're sound or they're a dick. I don't like them. Either way, I'm not going to like everyone, but yeah, it's cool. But yeah, so if people are listening then and they want to invest, what would you say to them?
Get in touch with us, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. And we'll give you all the details on there. It's like a 12-month term, isn't it? But like I say, message us, and we like to meet our investors first. We give them a pack explaining like past deals and stuff. They get to meet us, make sure we're the right fit for them, and then we get to meet them, make sure they're the right fit for us. And then, we just have a crack. We'll go meet them anywhere. And then hopefully off the back of that, we can get some deals going with them,
Making some money, yeah. Sounds good, yeah. And then, so I prepped you, didn't I? So if you could give yourself one piece of advice, younger self, one piece of advice when you first started out, what would it be?
That's a good one. I did actually think of something for this. So, you go on.
Yeah, you go.
I'll just say, don't be scared to go for it. Because for a long time I was like, I thought the job that I had was the all and end all, and I didn't want to. I was scared to leave it in a way, but you've got to like look past that and have the courage to just go for it sooner. And I think that would have helped.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because when you were saying you wanted to be a tattoo artist, one of my friends, he said he wanted to be a tattoo artist in COVID or something like that. And I said to him, just go for it, mate.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Because he didn't really like his job. And he still hasn't done it now. And he's had a kid. And you just think, you're never going to do it now.
Yeah.
Like, if you give it a go and it doesn't work out, but you'll always regret not doing it.
I seen a quote one time and it probably stuck with us, and it said, you think like, oh, I want to be a tattoo artist. Oh, it's going to take 3 years to learn that. But that time's going to go by anyway.
Yeah.
So you're going to age. The time's going to go by regardless whether you do it anyway. So in 3 years' time, you'll be like, I'm so happy I've done that. No.
Yeah. Or you'll think, oh, fuck, that was a bad idea. You move on to the next thing, don't you?
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, it's never too late to start anything new or try something new.
Right.
Like if you want to do something, just like have a go. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
A lot of people, I don't know, it's in their own head, isn't it, to not do it?
Definitely.
Yeah. But like I just said there, people are scared. They like the security. And I understand it. Because I was like that for a long time. And it is nice, just like we've been talking about before, just while doing your 9 to 5 and switching off. But like, I don't know, if you want more, then you've got to not be scared and just go for it.
Yeah.
People are just scared to fail, really, aren't they? I mean, we've been there, yeah. 100%.
Like you were saying earlier, isn't it? Rejection as well, isn't it? Failure, rejection, all that kind of stuff.
It's part of the process, 100%. I've failed at loads in business.
That was our best lesson, a failure, wasn't it?
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Even like my business with having the lads work, I was that kind of failed. I failed the 100-mile the first time.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
I failed in that property deal. I've lost money on loads of jobs, but like, you just got to bounce back. Don't let failure's part of the process. Every single entrepreneur you listen on YouTube has failed loads of times.
Oh, yeah.
If you've never failed at anything, you're talking absolute shit.
Yeah, you're lying, yeah.
Or you've done absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you're lying or you've done fuck off.
Yeah.
That's a good piece of advice, though, definitely.
Yeah. So mine is just like, I remember when we were training for the 100-mile run, and it was when I was running around Derwent, which was going to be the lap that we were going to do on the 100-miler, and it was my first 50-mile run, and I had like a proper epiphany on it. And I say to these lot about it all the time. I just thought, like, anyone can actually do anything, and like the only difference between someone who's done something and someone who hasn't is they've just had a go. Basically, just what Will's just said. So just have a go and believe in yourself that you can actually do it. Because we never have thought a couple of years ago we could run a 100-mile, and we done it. Do you know what I mean? Just because we decided to do it, we made a decision and we done it. I never thought I could do a double Ironman, me and Ride on that, because we thought, let's do it. Let's put the time and effort in. It's just a decision. No one's like smarter than me or you. Do you know what I mean? Well, they are, but like they've just decided to have a go at being a property investor, and they're successful from it. So that's
7 years ago, you would have never said, I'll have a property portfolio worth like a couple of million.
Yeah, I know.
Would you?
No.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it, isn't it, basically?
Yeah.
As Nike would say.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's good. Good piece of advice. So any closing thoughts, anything you want to round up? Any plugs? Where can people follow you, find?
WBK Ritchies on property and business on YouTube, and then WBK Ritchies Limited on Instagram and Facebook. And we've got our LinkedIn as well, probably WBK Ritchies Limited on that as well.
If you want to like talk about property, if you want to invest in property, whether you want to invest with us or you want to invest yourself, we're always happy to help people. People do ask us for advice all the time.
Yeah.
And we love it. We love giving people advice.
We love talking about it, don't
Yeah,
we?
if anyone wants any help, just helpful words on their journey, or I'll just get in touch.
Perfect.
And we'll get Brian on the next one.
Yeah. Is he camera shy?
He just won't have a go.
Which is fair enough, isn't it? Yeah.
One of our goals actually this year was to get him on a video.
Oh, still got time.
Still got 6 months, but we're just gonna have to trick him into it now.
Yeah.
Buy one of them little Osmos and set it up in the background. He won't have a clue, will he? He won't know what it is. Right, everyone, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe, comment your favourite part. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure to follow the podcast and leave a 5-star review. And thank you very much for being such a great guest. And we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.
Nice one.